It's just like a professional athlete. Lots of people can have talent and have ability, but if they don't want to, they won't do it. So if you've got a horse with a little less talent, but a lot of want to please you, you can make them into an athlete, no problem. If they'll cooperate with you and help you, it's a partnership. You take care of them, they take care of you. If you've got one that doesn't want to cooperate, it doesn't matter how much talent they have.
Value of these pro horses can run anywhere from $75,000 to $200,000. Not to say that's what they paid for them. The thing that I've noticed, having covered barrel racing events for the last 10 years, especially the Women's Professional Rodeo Association, is that most of the top horses were trained by their rider. Very few were actually purchased. Where that value comes in is when it comes time to insuring them. There are a few girls that have paid lots of money, close to $200,000 if not $200,000 for their horses, and nobody really talks about it much. You kind of know who they are, but it's a deal between the buyer and the seller, and when it gets to be that big of a price tag, you don't really talk about it much.
You have a lot of people that tell you, that, oh, I got a horse that'd be an mp4 horse, make the national finals, and you just want to say, how in the world would you know?
All the credit does need to go to the horse. If you see someone out there who's not doing well, it's a tough sport, and without a horse's desire and willingness to win, we can't win. So the horse is very, very special, and we appreciate their talent and like everyone else to know that too.
It's somewhere between 80 and 90% horse and the rest rider, and sometimes a better rider can improve a horse that's maybe not at that level, but for the most part, and with the way that the horses and the breeding is going, it's like anything else, the athletes, as far as the horses are just getting so much better.
A big part of having a good rodeo horse is having a seasoned horse that's been there, done that, kind of seen everything. And even at times, those horses will see something they haven't seen before. With the young horses, they have to get used to the lights, the noise, people in the stands, the camera pit. The camera pit gets a lot of horses because that's not something you see at a lot of rodeos.
Some horses just can't handle the ground, and then they feel themselves slip, and then they quit. They say, well, I'm not going to, hang out and turn really hard this barrel because I might fall down.
It's just different things at different arenas. Sometimes, the most solid horse will see something and say, hey, look, this just ain't right. I ain't doing it today.
Tin Man is his registered name, and when I bought him, that was his name and stuck with him. My horse's personality is he's kind of like a 4-year-old kid. He's kind of immature acting, but when it comes to barrel racing, he knows what his job is. And I've had him since he was 4, and he's finally, in the last couple of years, got real consistent, and he's been making me a living.
The registered name of my horse is SX Doc Slider, and his name is Slider. I would say he's not calm or relaxed. He is always on the go. He's always got his ears perked up. He always wants to know what's going on. He's pretty feisty. He has an attitude. He likes to go. He likes to be with another horse.
Full name is White Horses Can't Jump. Her abbreviated name is Whoppet. She really doesn't like fireworks. She can get herself really nervous from a lot of noise. She can get herself so upset, like in her pen, if things don't just suit her, that she can just almost make herself sick. You kind of have to keep an eye on her, that she just doesn't get herself so upset. She'll buck. There's been several barrel racers seen her buck with me. She's never bucked anybody off. But I mean, she'll get some feet off the ground, I think. And just feeling good, You just keep them feeling at the top of their game so that they really feel like going out there and running hard and turning hard. You want them to run as hard as they can and turn so hard it snaps your neck.
He's called Truck. Part of his registered name is Truck and Wrangler, but he's kind of built like a tank. My niece told me I named him wrong. It shouldn't be Truck, it should be Semi, because he's rather large, but it's suitable for him. He pretty much thinks he's a king. He's kind of like Seabiscuit. He doesn't waste any energy. You'll find him laying down or sleeping most of the day. Warming him up, he's super slow. I mean, you just want to get off and push. He trots and stops, and he lopes and he stops, and he has no energy. You couldn't think, he'd outrun someone in grade school. And then you pick up both reins and go up the alleyway and it's game on. He does his job.
The horse's name is Jack Fork Billy. She's an 11-year-old gray mare. My horse is a brat. That's probably the other reason why I don't travel with a lot of people. She has to be in the last hole in the trailer. Or I've hauled with people where she's shredded their horse's legs and it cost me a lot in a vet bill. So she has to be in the last hole. She doesn't stand tied to the trailer. My trailer have a huge hole in it from her kicking in the door.
The biggest difference between a racehorse as far as a thoroughbred and a barrel racing horse is the ability to turn quickly and to shut down that speed. And there's a lot of horses that are crosses with thoroughbreds, and that's where the speed comes from in barrel racing. But because a slow horse isn't going to get you from that third barrel across the finish line, but it takes an athlete and a horse that can start quickly, accelerate, shut down the speed, turn, and then gather that momentum quickly again. And usually a racehorse like a thoroughbred that's bred for long distances doesn't have that athletic component.
The public thinks that we beat horses into submission, that we force them to do what they want, and that they don't perform willingly, and that is a great misconception. If you have a great barrel horse, he craves it. I mean, they get nervous before we come in and they dance sideways and everybody's like, oh my God, crazy barrel horses. But it's not that. It's like a kid going to a candy store. They're so excited to finally get up there and they want to perform for you that they can't wait to go. And the public misconstrues that sometimes, that we've beat them and we've done this and we've done that, and they get mad if, you know, they see us set them in the ground and back them up a little bit. But if you've ever had a kid and you didn't discipline them and they walked all over you, it's the same thing with a horse. They expect you to discipline them and to take care of them, and they know where the line is just like your kid would, and every once in a while they push it, you put them back in their place, and they respect you even more for it.
Maybe in the barrel racing, misunderstood is maybe when we whip our horses coming home and over and under them, and it's not cruel at all. We love our horses. I love my horse and take good care of him.
Call me up, come spend a week, come see how my horses are treated. You know, they're like pets. I'd let my horses in the house if I could. I mean, people only see the competitive side of it, the animal rights people, and oh, we're spurring them and whipping them, except they don't see the part where, you know, I ride bareback at home and my horse can go around the barrels, I think, without me. I think I could strap a dial on him and he would do it.